Hi, everyone. I'm Mizu, and welcome back to Go English, where we help you speak simple, natural English for your everyday life.
Hey guys, I'm Lucas, and it's great to see you again. Whether you're watching from home, at work, or even on the bus, we're really happy you're here learning English with us today.
Okay, Lucas, let me ask you something real quick. When you speak English, do you say over or above?
You know, a lot of learners get confused about this too. Even people who speak English every day sometimes wonder which one to use.
Exactly. A lot of English learners feel confused about these two words because they look similar, but they don't always mean the same thing.
So today, are we finally going to understand the difference without memorizing a bunch of grammar rules?
Yes, exactly. No complicated explanations, no stress. We'll learn it the natural way, just like real life.
We'll show you simple situations, easy examples, and help you really feel the difference.
And after this video, you won't need to guess anymore.
You'll just know which one sounds right.
If you enjoy learning English in a simple and natural way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
And stay with us because this is going to be easier than you think.
Let's get started. All right, now that we've talked about over and above, let's see why they can be tricky in real life.
So, let me ask you something because this really happens to me all the time. If I look up and see a plane, can I say the plane is above us or the plane is over us? Are they actually the same or am I saying something wrong?
That's a really good question, and honestly, a lot of people feel confused about this. Sometimes both sentences are okay, and native speakers may use either one, but the feeling behind them is a little different.
So you mean even if the situation looks the same, the meaning can change a little bit depending on the word?
Exactly. English is not always about right or wrong. Sometimes it's about how you see the situation or what you want to express.
Okay, that already sounds a little scary.
Don't worry, we're going to make it really simple. No grammar stress, no complicated rules.
Good, because every time I hear rules, I feel like my brain just stops working.
Then today is perfect for you. We're not going to memorize anything, we're just going to feel the difference.
Oh, right. So how do we feel it?
We look at the situation. Is something just higher? Or is it moving? Or maybe covering something?
Ah, so it's not just about position, it's also about what's happening.
Yes, exactly. You're already getting it.
Okay, now I'm interested. Let's do it. Show me the difference.
Let's start with the first feeling. Let's start with a very simple feeling. When we use above, we are just talking about position. Something is at a higher level than something else, and that's it. Nothing is moving, nothing is changing. We are just describing where it is.
So, above is just about being higher, like looking at something and describing where it is?
Yes, exactly. You just look at it and describe the position. No action, no movement, just location.
Okay, that sounds simple. My brain likes that already. So, if I'm in my living room and I look at the wall, I can say the picture is above the sofa. That just means the picture is higher than the sofa, right?
Yes, perfect. The picture is not moving, it's just there on the wall. You're only describing the position.
So the picture is not flying around the room, hopefully.
Hopefully not. If it is, then we have a different problem.
Okay. What about numbers? Can I say the temperature is above 30 degrees?
Yes, that's a great example. Here, above means higher than a level. We're not talking about movement, we're just talking about a number or level.
So it's like 30 is the line and the temperature is higher than that line.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to see it.
Can I use it for people too? Like, The apartment above me is very noisy.
Yes, that's a very natural. You're talking about the apartment in a higher position. Nothing is moving, just location.
Yeah, and they're always walking at midnight.
That sounds very real. So when you use above, imagine this. Something is higher and it stays there. It doesn't move, it doesn't cover anything. It just exists in a higher position.
So I just look and describe. No action, no movement.
Exactly. Keep it simple. Above means higher level, no movement, just position.
Okay, I feel this one. This is easy.
Good. Let's keep going.
Okay, I understand above now. It's just position, no movement. So what about over? Why do we need another word?
Great question. Over is a little more active. It often has a feeling of movement or something covering something else, or going across from one side to another.
So over is more dynamic. Something is happening?
Yes, exactly. That's a great way to think about it. For example, the plane is flying over the city.
Ah, I can see it. The plane is moving, going across the city.
Yes, it's not just in one position, it's traveling from one place to another.
So it's not just above, it's actually going somewhere.
Exactly. That's why we often use over when there is movement.
Okay, what about covering? What does that mean?
When one thing is on top of something else and it covers it. She put a blanket over the baby.
Oh, so the blanket is covering the baby, like protecting or hiding it.
Yes, exactly. That's the feeling of over.
So if I say, he put his hand over his eyes, it means he's covering his eyes.
Perfect. That's very natural. We also use over when something goes from one side to another side.
Like across?
Yes, the bridge goes over the river.
Ah, it connects one side to the other side.
Exactly. So when you hear over, imagine something moving or something covering or something going across. There is usually some kind of action or connection.
So over is not just about being higher, it feels more active, something is happening.
Yes, that's exactly the feeling.
So if I say the cat is above the table, it just means the cat is higher.
Yes.
And if I say the cat jumped over the table,
Now the cat is moving.
okay, that's a very active cat.
So over often means movement or covering something or going across.
So over has action and above is just position.
Exactly. You're getting it.
Okay, so now I'm a little confused again. Let me try something simple. Can I say the lamp is over the table?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, then what about the lamp is above the table? Is that also okay?
Yes, that's also correct.
Wait, so both are correct? Now I'm confused again.
That's normal. Both are correct, but they don't feel exactly the same.
So what's the difference if both sentences are okay?
When you say above, you are just describing position. The lamp is higher than the table, and that's it.
So I just see it and describe it.
Yes. But when you say over, it feels more connected. Sometimes it feels like the lamp is directly over the table, maybe even lighting it, covering that space.
Ah, so over feels closer, more related to the thing below.
Exactly. That's a very good way to think about it. Imagine this. The lamp is high up on the ceiling, somewhere above the table.
So that feels like above.
Yes, just higher. No strong connection. Now imagine the lamp is hanging right over the table, shining light directly onto it.
Oh, that feels more like over because it's directly above and connected.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about numbers? I've seen something interesting when looking at property online.
Oh, this is a great real-life example. When you look at real estate listings, sometimes you see offers over $1 million.
Yes, I've seen that a lot.
When they say offers over $1 million, it often feels like the seller expects something clearly higher than $1 million. There's a sense of pushing past that number.
So it feels a bit stronger?
Exactly. It feels like don't come with $1 million exactly, go beyond it. But sometimes you see offers above $1 million.
Is that different?
Slightly. Above feels more like a simple condition, just higher than 1 million. It sounds more neutral, more mathematical.
So over feels more like a target to beat,
Yes,
and above feels more like a technical requirement.
perfect. That's the feeling difference in real life.
So if I say the clouds are above us,
That's just position.
and if I say clouds are moving over us,
Now they're moving across us. It feels more dynamic, more connected.
okay, now I can actually feel the difference.
So don't worry too much about right or wrong. Sometimes both are okay.
Just choose based on the feeling.
Above equals just higher, simple position, neutral condition.
Over equals more connection, covering, crossing, or pushing beyond.
Keep it simple.
Okay, so sometimes both above and over are correct, but the feeling is a little different.
Yes, exactly. And now let's make it even clearer with one very important difference.
All right, what is it?
Movement.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yes. Above is usually still, just position. Over often has movement. Let's look at a very simple example. The bird is above the tree.
So the bird is simply higher than the tree. We're not focusing on what it's doing, just where it is.
Yes, exactly. You're just describing where it is. Now listen to this. The bird is flying over the tree.
Ah, now I can see it. The bird is moving, going across the tree.
Yes, now there is action.
So if I say the helicopter is above the building,
That means it's just in the air, higher than the building.
and if I say the helicopter is flying over the building,
Now it's moving, maybe going from one side to another.
okay, that feels very different in my head.
So remember the simple idea.
Above is usually static.
Over often has movement.
Okay, this is getting really clear now.
Good, that's exactly what we want.
Wait, so we talked about position and movement, but what about numbers? Because I hear people say over 100 and above 100 all the time. Are they the same?
That's a great question. And yes, both can be used with numbers, but the feeling is a little different.
Okay, here we go again. Same but different.
Exactly. But this one is very simple. We often use above when we talk about levels, especially in a more formal or general way.
So it's like a level or standard?
Yes, exactly.
For example, above 18. So it means older than 18.
Yes, it's like a level. Another example, above average.
That sounds good. I want my English to be above average.
And it will be.
So what about over? Can we use it with numbers too?
Yes, very often. And in everyday English, over is actually more common when we talk about quantity or counting.
So more like numbers and amounts.
Exactly. For example, over 100 people came to the event.
That sounds very natural.
Over $50.
So more than $50.
Yes, exactly.
So if I say above 100, is it wrong?
No, it's not wrong, but it sounds a bit more formal or more like a level or standard.
And
Over 100 sounds more natural in everyday conversation.
Yes, exactly.
Above average is about level. Over 100 people is about quantity.
Keep it simple. Over is more common when counting numbers.
Above is more about level or standard.
Don't think too much. Just feel how it's used.
Okay, this is actually easier than I thought. But sometimes I hear fixed phrases, like over time or above all. That feels different again.
Yes, exactly. Some expressions don't follow the basic rule.
Of course, English is never that simple.
Let's look at those next.
Okay, so we understand position, movement, and even numbers, but sometimes I hear phrases like over time or above all, and honestly, I don't really think about position or movement anymore.
Yes, exactly. Because in these cases, we are not thinking about the original meaning, we are using fixed expressions.
So this is where English becomes a little tricky again.
A little bit, but don't worry. You don't need to analyze these phrases. You just need to learn them as a whole. Let's start with some common expressions using over. Let's start with over time.
So it means gradually, little by little?
Yes, exactly. Over time means something changes slowly as time passes, not suddenly, but step by step through a period of time. You'll also hear over there.
That means something is far away in that direction.
Right. We use over there to talk about a place that is not here, usually something we can see, but it's at some distance from us. It creates a feeling of space between here and there. There's also over the years.
So during a long period of time.
Yes. Over the years means during many years, usually focusing on how something has developed or changed throughout that long period. Okay, how about this one? Get over something.
Oh, I hear this a lot. What does it mean?
It means to recover emotionally or mentally from something difficult. When you get over something, you stop feeling sad, hurt, or upset about it. You move forward, and it no longer controls your emotions.
Ah, like get over a breakup.
Exactly. Now let's look at above. The first one is above all.
So the most important thing?
Yes. Above all means more important than everything else. It highlights the main priority, the thing you care about most. And another one, above average.
So better than normal.
Right. It means higher than the typical or usual level. So if someone is above average, they perform better than most people in that situation. And we also say above sea level.
So higher than the ocean level.
Yes. It describes height compared to the level of the ocean. So if a city is 500 meters above sea level, it means it is physically located 500 meters higher than the surface of the sea.
So in these cases, I shouldn't think over means movement or above means position, right?
Exactly. Don't break the phrase. Just learn it as one piece.
So I shouldn't translate word by word.
Yes, just feel the whole phrase. English is not always about rules,
Sometimes it's about patterns.
and sometimes it's about feeling.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, now it's your turn. Let's practice a little together and gently feel how they're different.
Yes, and don't be shy. Say your answer out loud. When you use your voice, your brain remembers better. Trust me, it works.
And it's completely okay if you're not sure. This is practice, not a test. Just try. Choose over or above. Don't overthink, just feel it. Number 1. The plane is flying the city.
Okay, is this just about position or do we feel movement here?
Close your eyes for a second. Imagine it.
The answer is over.
Yes, because the plane is moving across the city. There's motion, there's direction. It feels dynamic. Number 2, the temperature is 30 degrees.
Now think, are we talking about something moving or are we talking about a level, a number? Answer, above.
Exactly. This is about level, no movement, just higher than 30 degrees. Clean and simple. Number 3, she put a jacket her shoulders.
Is she just describing where it is or is the jacket covering her shoulders? Answer, over.
Yes, because the jacket is covering her shoulders. There's contact, there's connection. That's the feeling of over.
See? You're not guessing anymore. You're thinking about the feeling. That's a big difference.
You don't need perfect grammar rules in your head. You just need to understand the situation and trust what feels natural.
Now it's really your turn.
Write your own sentence using over or above. Make it about your real life, your room, your city, your day.
We'd love to read your examples, and don't worry about being perfect. Just try.
All right, let's review everything one more time, slowly and simply.
No stress. Keep it simple. Let's lock it in.
All right, before we finish, let's slow down for a moment. Take a small breath and keep everything simple.
Yeah, you don't have to remember every single example we talked about. Just remember the feeling behind the words. That's what really matters.
Above is about a higher level. Something is simply higher than something else.
No movement, no strong connection, just position. Clean and simple.
Over often carries a different feeling.
It can show movement, like going across something.
Or it can show covering, touching, being directly connected to what's below.
So when you hear it, ask yourself, do I feel motion? Do I feel connection?
That's really all you need to think about.
Don't try to remember grammar rules like a long checklist. It'll only make you tired.
Instead, look at the situation. Imagine it. Feel it.
When it feels right in the situation, most of the time it is right.
English becomes natural when it feels real, not when it feels memorized.
And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. A little practice every day is more powerful than one perfect lesson.
Even small words like over and above can completely change how natural you sound.
One small shift in feeling.
Can make a big difference in your confidence.
If this lesson helped you understand the difference more clearly, please like the video and share it with someone who's learning English too.
And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson.
Before you go, write one sentence using over or above in the comments.
We really do read your examples and we love seeing your progress.
Keep going. Step by step, you're building something strong.
And when you're ready, join us in the next video right here.
See you next time.